Russian President Vladimir Putin casting his ballot today as voters across the country go to the polls in an election he's been long predicted to win. A victory for Putin set to keep him in power for another 6 years after a vote that's seen hundreds of irregularities, according to some election monitors. Opinion polls going into Russia's presidential election showed Putin had about 70% support, 10 times ahead of his closest competitor. The 65-year-old's top opponent, Alexei Navalny, was barred from running over a fraud conviction, which the opposition leader says was politically motivated. Navalny urged Russians to boycott the election. Independent observers monitoring live web streams of polling stations are pointing to alleged election violations, saying the footage shows cases of ballot stuffing. Some areas reportedly giving out prizes like food and concert tickets to encourage voter turnout. The election comes amid a standoff between Russia and the UK over the nerve agent attack on a former spy and his daughter in England. Today, British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson accusing Moscow of stockpiling the chemical used in the poisoning.
We actually have evidence within the last 10 years that Russia has not only been investigating the delivery of nerve agents for the purposes of assassination, but has also been creating and stockpiling Novichok.
Russia has denied any involvement in the March 4th attack. In the Syrian town of Afrin today, Turkish forces and their Syrian rebel allies raising their flags, declaring full control of the town. This after a roughly 2-month-long campaign to push out Kurdish forces, despite calls for a countrywide ceasefire by the United Nations Security Council. Now Kurdish forces signaling their response will shift from direct confrontation to guerrilla tactics. And according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, more than 150,000 people have fled Afrin in recent days.